Good morning. So welcome to the next part. Today we are going to discuss with the cardiac cycle and the conducting system of the heart. So let's check out again a diagram of your heart. So this is it. Okay, we have already discussed that this is the apex and this is the base. Not going much in detail, just we'll draw the diagram of the conducting tissues. So you all know that your heart is having the two auricles we are having and the two ventricles we are having. So this is only the diagram of that. Here inside it, so this is basically your right auricle. Not writing much in detail, and this is your right ventricle. Then this is the left auricle and this is the left ventricle. So before discussing the cardiac cycle, we should know that how the heart is contracting, how the heart is relaxing, with the help of which tissue is generating the impulse. So inside the heart we are having a conducting system. That conducting system is made up of muscles itself. So cardiac muscles is filled with the nodal tissues. So we are having the nodal tissues. Let's check out how these nodal tissues are arranged and how are they responsible for generating the impulse. So this is the right side of the right auricle. Here it is having a SAN node called as sino-auricular node, which is also called as pacemaker. This is called as pacemaker. And on the left side of the right auricle, we can say on here we know that it is a interauricular septum, or between the AV septum we are having the here we are having the AV node. So we are having the AV node, like sino-auricular node. So here we are having AV node. It is called as pace setter. It is going to set the pace or the electrical conductivity. So as we should be knowing, in humans we have got a myogenic heart. It is self-excitatory. Nobody is creating the impulse. In certain organisms, the impulse is being created from the brain or the neurons. But humans have got the we have got a myogenic heart. So what happens basically is, this is the sino-auricular node, this is the AV node. Now this AV node will going to transfer, and here we are having the nodal tissues. Here we can say that it converts into a right and left bundle. So this AV bundle, it is called bundle of His. This is called a bundle of His. Okay, so this will be the right bundle. This will be the right bundle of His. His name is on the name of the scientist, and this will be the left bundle of His. So this is the left bundle, and along with that, the bundles will emerge into small fibers, which we call them, or thread-like structures, which they transmit basically the impulse from the SA node, then to the AV node, from the AV nodal tissues, and finally to the fibers. They reach till here, till the full ventricles. They cover the position of full ventricles. So these are called as Purkinje fibers. They have got a very important function, Purkinje fibers. We call them as Purkinje fibers. So now let's have a look. This is the SAN. SAN then will transfer the impulse to the AVN. The AVN will transfer the impulse. The impulse will travel here. It will be transported from the SAN to the auricles. Both the auricles are going to contract, and while doing the impulse from the auricle to the left auricle, certain impulse is transmitted to the AV node also. Now this AV node will transfer the impulse to the interauriculoventricular septum, which we are having auriculoventricular septum. What happens actually is, this septum which is present in between, it will get stimulated and it will transfer the impulse to the bundle of His, and from the bundle of His it is going to transport to the Purkinje fibers. So as a result of which, what is going to happen? Both the auricles will contract, and finally then the ventricles are going to contract. So this is basically the conducting tissues which are present in the heart. Along with that, we know that here we have got the nodes. We know that here we have got the, we can say the valves are there, auriculoventricular apertures are there, and these auriculoventricular apertures do not close on their own. They have got certain muscles which we call as papillary muscles. So these are holded together with the help of papillary muscles, and the papillary muscles together make the chordae tendineae. Okay, so this is the chorda tendineae which is present. Okay, so it's very important which nodal tissues helps in the closing or opening of these valves. So that is the papillary muscles which are present in the auriculoventricular aperture, which is being closed by the tricuspid valve in the right side, and the left side, and it is closed by the bicuspid valve. So these are closed with the help of contraction of the papillary muscles, also called as chorda tendineae. So this is the important function, and these are the nodal tissues which we have to discuss. So what happens actually is the SAN will generate impulse on its own. It is called pacemaker. It is going to transfer the impulse to the left auricle, and along with that the impulse will be transmitted to the AV node. Then the AV node will transfer it to the interauricular septum, and this interauricular septum will be divided into two bundles, which is this is itself called the bundle of His, into left bundle, and this will be the right bundle, and this will be the left bundle. So the left bundle and the right bundle on itself has got certain small fibers which are called the Purkinje fibers. So when the impulse is transferred to the bundle of His, to the right and the left, it will go on to the Purkinje fibers, and the whole ventricles will be contracted. So this happens, first the auricles are going to contract, and then the ventricles are going to contract. Okay, so the contraction is called systole. The contraction is called systole. Okay, it is called systole, and the relaxation is called diastole. So we will be leading next step towards our cardiac cycle. So what happens basically in cardiac cycle? Let's start with that. So little bit clearing of the board is required. So let's see, just clearing it. Now the nodal tissues we have already discussed. Here your cardiac cycle comprises of three important events. Cardiac cycle comprises of three important events. Okay, so the first event which we have to discuss is auricular systole. Auricular systole, as a result, what is going to happen? The auricles are going to contract. Then we will discuss about the ventricular systole. Ventricular systole is followed by the joint diastole. It is followed by the joint diastole, and diastole, it means relaxation. So how it occurs, let's see now. So what happens here, just little bit rubbing is required, so to make it very clear how is it occurring. So let's check it out. So now this SAN is going to generate an impulse. Already these auricles are filled with the deoxygenated blood. This is filled with the deoxygenated blood, and this is filled with the oxygenated blood brought from the heart, brought from the lungs. So this inferior and superior vena cava, have transported the blood to the right auricle, and the pulmonary vein has transported the blood in the left auricle. Now what has happened here, inside it the pressure will be created, and when the pressure is created due to the generation of impulse of this SA node, the blood from the auricles will be transferred to the ventricle. The blood from the auricles will be transported to the ventricle. Now, how it will happen? After the opening of this AV valve. Okay, auricular ventricular aperture, which is closed from in the right side by the tricuspid valve and in the left side by the bicuspid valve. So these are going to open and the auricles are transferred the blood to the ventricle. Okay, and as a result, what will happen when the auricles have been contracted? The process is called auricular systole. The process is called auricular systole. So what is happening? As and when the auricle transfer the blood to the ventricles, the auricles will get in diastole. They will relax. Okay. Now what happens? The blood is present in the ventricles. Now our ventricles are richly supplied with the blood. So in the meanwhile, the auricles will be relaxing. So what is going to happen? Now the SA node has transferred it to the AV node, the impulse, and the AV node has transferred it to the bundle of His, and as a result it is present into the left bundle of right bundle of His and left bundle of His, followed by Purkinje fibers. So the ventricles are now going to contract. Now when the ventricles are going to contract, it will make sure that the AV nodes, the tricuspid valve and the bicuspid valve, they are going to close. When the ventricles will do the systole, whenever the ventricles are going to do the systole, before the systole to start, the tricuspid valve and the bicuspid valve are going to close. So here we are going to produce the first heart sound, which is called the lub, which is produced by the closure of bicuspid and the tricuspid valve. So when does it occur? It occurs at the time of ventricular systole. As the ventricles are going to contract, the AV valve, that is the auricular ventricular valves which were there, they are going to close. And as it soon the ventricles is going to contract, what is going to happen? The pulmonary artery and the aorta will receive the blood and then it will be transporting to all parts of the body. So what is happening is the semilunar valves need to be open. When the ventricles are contracting, the semilunar valves of the pulmonary artery and the aorta are going to be open, as a result of which the ventricles are going to get empty. And if we finish the ventricular systole, so what will happen? The pressure is going to reduce. The pressure inside the ventricles is going to reduce. Now what is happening? The semilunar valves will also get closed. So the second heart sound is produced when the ventricle finish the ventricular systole and they enter the ventricular diastole. So at the finish of the ventricular systole, the second heart sound is produced, which is called the dub. How is the dub produced? The dub is produced due to the closure of the semilunar valves. So we have finished with the cardiac cycle. Now what is happening? We are left with one phase, that is called the joint diastole. Now I have already told you, when the auricles have finished the auricular systole or contraction, they are going to go in the diastole state. It means they are relaxing. Okay, so it means the joint diastole has already started. When the auricles finished their systole, they attain the diastole stage. Okay, now when the ventricular finish the systole, then they attain the diastole stage. Okay, so this is just happening together, and when both the compartments of our heart, that is the auricles as well as the ventricles, are present in the relaxed state, then it is called a joint diastole. Now just look at the important points. What happens in basically auricular systole? The diagram is finished. We have done with the diagram. How is it occurring, and when the dub or lub sound is produced? We can just check it with the help of a diagram also. We'll see it. What are the events that are occurring in the auricular systole? What are the events that are occurring in the auricular systole. Just check them out first. Now, in this case, the auricles are going to contract. Auricles contract. Auricles contract. AV valve. AV valve. That is the tricuspid and the bicuspid. The tricuspid and the bicuspid valves are open. Ventricles are in relaxed state. Ventricles are in relaxed state. Ventricles get filled with blood. So the time period of this auricular systole is 0.1 second. The time period for the auricular systole is 0.1 second. The thing to keep in mind here is at when the auricles are in systole but the ventricles are in relaxed state. Okay. So this happens basically in the auricular systole. Okay, now what happens? Here in the auricle the pressure will be more. That is why it is happening. So the next thing which we have to do is with the ventricular systole. Now what happens in the ventricular systole time? The first thing which is going to occur in the ventricular systole is the relaxation of auricles. Auricles will be in the relaxed state. Point to be remembered. Then, as and when the auricular systole finishes, the ventricles are going to contract. Ventricle contract. Okay. Now the third thing which is going to occur is the closure of AV valve. Okay, bicuspid and tricuspid valve. The bicuspid and tricuspid valve are going to close. They both are going to close, and then we are going to produce the first heart sound, which is called the lug. Okay, so after this, what is going to happen? The ventricles are already in contracted state. The semilunar valves, are going to open. Why they are open? Because the ventricles has to get empty. Ventricles has to get empty, and at that time they will be releasing the blood which is present in them to the pulmonary artery and to the aorta. So this happens actually in the ventricular systole. One more thing we have to make sure that during the time of relaxation of the auricles in ventricular systole, the auricles are going to get filled with blood. They get filled with blood because this is a cyclic process. It has to continue. So relaxation of auricles in ventricular systole will make them filled with blood. So this is the ventricular systole, and the ventricular systole is going to be the duration of ventricular systole is 0.3. The ventricular systole time period is 0.3 seconds. Okay. Now the joint diastole timing is for 0.4 seconds. Okay. Now we have not discussed about what happens actually in the joint diastole. We have discussed about the first sound production, but not with the second sound production of the heart. So in the joint diastole, it occurs after the finish of the ventricular systole. So but obvious कि the ventricles are going to relax. Ventricles are going to relax. It means they are going to in the diastole state. Okay. So during the ventricular diastole, what happens is when the ventricular systole is finished, they are going to enter the diastole stage. So the semilunar valves are going to be closed, okay. So here we produces semilunar walls are going to be closed after ventricular systole, so then it produces the second heart sound. The second heart sound is produced, okay, and the second heart sound is the dub. What is that? It is the dub sound we will hear, okay. So in this case, when the ventricles have finished, the systole, they will enter into the diastole. It means they are going to get filled with the blood, okay. So this is happening in the joint diastole, that occurs for the 0.4 second. So we can calculate how are ventricles, for what time period are they relaxed, or for what time period are they in the contracted state. So let's have a look in this also. In the auricular systole, it's a very interesting thing to calculate for how much time period your body, heart parts are being contracted or relaxed. In auricular systole, 0.1 second, it occurs for 0.1 second that your auricles are in the contracted state. Auricles are in the systole state. Now how much time are they going to relax? Auricles are relaxed. Auricles are in diastole, we will write here. They are in diastole state for how much time period? I told you when the ventricles are in the systole. Okay, so again auricles are going to relax at the 0.3 and in the joint diastole also. So 0.3 plus 0.4, it equals to 0.7. So we can say that our auricles are present in a contracted state only for 0.1 second. So they are in the relaxed state for 0.7 seconds. Same thing we can do it for the ventricles also. Now ventricular systole. Okay, ventricular systole. It will be just opposite to that. Okay, so 0.3 second they will be ventricles will be contracted. Ventricle systole we will write. Ventricular systole is for 0.3 seconds. Now we will see how much time are they for in the diastole stage. कितनी देर के लिए they are in the diastole stage, for how much time period? Okay, so when the auricles are in systole state, they will be relaxed. So 0.1 and along with that the joints diastole. So 0.1 plus 0.4 is equal to 0.5 seconds. So ventricles are in diastole stage for 0.5 seconds out of the cardiac cycle. Cardiac cycle is for 0.8 seconds. So in the 0.8 seconds, the auricle are in a contracted state for 0.1 second, and if we talk about the ventricular systole, they are in a systole stage for only 0.3 seconds. So it's how magical we can say that during the whole lifetime for 0.8, during the 0.8 seconds cardiac cycle, auricles are contracting for 0.1 and the ventricles are contracting for 0.3 seconds. So this is the cardiac cycle. Now moving on to what is the heartbeat, what is the cardiac output. Now let's check it out. What is it? So I hope this was interesting information to you all. Cardiac cycle, 0.8 seconds. It takes a time period of 0.8 seconds, and then we discussed that the first heart sound is produced by the closure of AV valve, that is the tricuspid and bicuspid valve, and the second heart sound is produced by the closure of the semilunar valves. Now what is a heartbeat? Okay, a heartbeat. Now your heartbeat in a minute, if we talk about in a minute, your heart beats 72 times. Your heart beats 72 times. The heartbeat is also felt in the arteries and it is called a pulse. Okay, important thing, heartbeat is also felt in the arteries. Okay, when we feel the heartbeat in the arteries, it is called pulse rate. It is called pulse rate, and we can judge it in the temporal artery, which is just present next to the ear, okay, and in the facial artery also, which is present in the face, okay, and in the brachial artery also, which is just present in the elbow, okay, and in the carotid artery also. So many arteries we can feel it. So when the heartbeat is felt in the arteries, it is called the pulse rate. Now heartbeat in a minute for 72 times. Now the next thing which we have to see here is the stroke volume. Now what is a stroke volume? A stroke volume, the amount of blood pumped by ventricle during one cardiac cycle. During one cardiac cycle, it is called the stroke volume. And what is that? It is 70 ml. It is 70 ml. 70 ml of blood is pumped by each ventricle during one cardiac cycle. So this formula is little bit important. What is the cardiac output? Now we will be able to understand what is the cardiac output. So for cardiac output, what we need to understand is cardiac output formula is heartbeat into stroke volume. So from this we will be able to know how much blood is being pumped by our heart. So, okay. So cardiac output formula is heartbeat. So 72 times in a minute, and the volume of blood will be 70 ml. So the value will be approximately 5040 ml. So during one cardiac cycle or during 1 minute, how much blood is pumped by our heart? It is 5040. That is 5 liters of blood will be pumped. That is the cardiac output. Okay, I hope this is clear. Heartbeat is 72 minutes. Okay, in a minute our heart beats 72 times, and when this heartbeat is felt in the arteries, it is called the pulse rate, which is being measured in our temporal arteries and our brachial arteries, okay, and facial arteries also. Now, what was the stroke volume? The amount of blood which is pumped by one ventricle during one cardiac cycle. It is 70 ml. Then we discussed about the cardiac output also. What was cardiac output formula? Heartbeat into stroke volume. So you know the heart beats in 1 minute for 72 times, and the stroke volume was 70 ml. So together the volume which is being released or being pumped by our heart will be 5040, that is 5 liters of blood. So here we finishes with the heartbeat also, stroke volume and cardiac output. Now let's just check the double circulation in human beings. How is the double circulation occurring? It's very easy to understand it. This is our lungs. Okay, these are our lungs, and these are our heart. Okay, so what is happening basically is heart, this is suppose the right side. So your heart will be having what type of blood on the right side? It will be having deoxygenated blood. It will be having the deoxygenated blood. So the deoxygenated blood will be there in, suppose I do it, I draw it in the form of this. Okay, this is your right auricle, this is your right ventricle, this is your left auricle, and this is your left ventricle. So what happens is your heart will be receiving the blood. Okay, it will be a deoxygenated blood, and right auricle will be transferring it to the right ventricle with the help of what? With the help of the intra-auricular aperture. Then this right ventricle will carry the blood. This right ventricle will carry the blood with the help of pulmonary artery. With the help of pulmonary artery for oxygenation. This will be transferring the blood to the pulmonary artery, from the pulmonary artery to the lungs. Okay, to the lungs. The pulmonary artery will carry the deoxygenated blood which is present in the right side of our body or our heart. Okay, so now what is the thing which is going to be done? The lungs is going to oxygenate it. So now the DOB blood, that is the deoxygenated blood, is going to convert into the oxygenated blood. Now here the work of what arises? Here the work of pulmonary vein is required. So pulmonary vein is going to add the blood to the left auricle. Now the left auricle has got the oxygenated blood. The left auricle has got the oxygenated blood. Now this we know that auricles are always receiving chambers, so they are receiving and then the left ventricle will transfer the blood to all parts of our body. It will transfer the blood to all parts of the body with the help of aorta. So this type of circulation, when the blood enters the heart twice, it is called double circulation. So one time it was entered with the help of superior and inferior vena cava. Superior and inferior vena cava. Superior and inferior vena cava brought the deoxygenated blood to the right auricle. That is, this is the DOB blood, which has been already written here. So, a superior and inferior cava transferred the deoxygenated blood to the right auricle. Now, the right auricle will transfer it to the right ventricle. Ventricles are distributing chambers. Through the ventricle, the blood is being transported out of the heart by pulmonary artery and goes into the lungs, and as the lungs receive the deoxygenated blood, it is converting into oxygenated blood. Then the lungs transfer it again back to the left auricle with the help of pulmonary vein, and the left auricle transfer it to the left ventricle. Ventricles are distributing chambers, so then the blood is being transported to all parts of the body with the help of aorta. So this is the mechanism of a double circulation, and very simple and a very brief manner, and with my flowchart itself. So you can see the two chambers which are helping to one another are these two. Okay, so double circulation has got two portions. If we want to write, double circulation has got two points. First, you can have is systemic. We will talk about the systemic circulation. Now, what do you mean by systemic circulation? When first time the heart receives the deoxygenated blood from all parts of the body in the right auricle, and then the heart transfers the oxygenated blood to all parts of the body. That circulation is called systemic circulation. Heart transfers the oxygenated blood and receives the deoxygenated blood. This circulation is called systemic circulation. So we have already discussed what is the systemic circulation. Then the next thing is pulmonary circulation. Now what is pulmonary circulation? Pulmonary circulation means when the heart receives the oxygenated blood in the left auricle, and when the heart transfers the deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle to the lungs. This circulation is called pulmonary circulation. So systemic circulation includes your right auricle, it includes your right auricle, and it includes the left ventricle. So these are the two chambers of your heart which are involved in the systemic circulation, and which are involved in the pulmonary. Pulmonary involves the right ventricle. Pulmonary involves the right ventricle, followed by it involves the left auricle. So here it is your double circulation. So double circulation, when the blood enters the heart twice, it is called double circulation. One, deoxygenated, second time it is oxygenated. Okay, so what are the benefits of double circulation? Benefit is that the blood does not get mixed. The two chambers, blood is separated with the help of the interauricular septum, and then the valves are playing a very important role in this. And the importance of double circulation is that as the mammals require a very high amount of supply of energy. Mammals require a very high amount of supply of energy, so this is being done with the help of the double circulation itself. Clear? So this was about the double circulation. In the next lectures, we will be looking forward for the electrocardiograph. How is the ECG working? Just check the working of your heart, and then we will see the regulation process of your cardiac heart, or the cardiac functions of your body, is how they are regulated. Then we will be looking forward for the disorders present in our heart. So thank you for just viewing the video.